Welcome everyone to the 7 Days Podcast. For this week, we're gonna do things a little different. We're gonna make it, audio based podcast for this week. I'm not really in the mood. Plus the lighting and everything right now for face cam, which is not good. But my feelings towards things have not changed one bit. Every time something comes out online, every time there's something new on the internet as far as wrestling goes, I always feel maybe I should make a video about this. Maybe I should make a wrestling discussion video regarding this and that and that and this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to air it all out on the podcast instead. Because we had WWE 2K20 news come out. AEW is under some fire because with Fight TV and something about the United Kingdom not being able to watch AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite live on Wednesdays. We'll join the club because us Canadians don't have a TV deal, so at least y'all have something, but I digress. WWE Dish decided to drop Fox right when SmackDown's coming over to Fox next week. And a lot more, but I'm not going to talk about that because I really don't have any interest or care because, I can't watch AEW or NXT on my television. I got to watch it online. So, what do you want me to do? I'm not really going to talk about that, but I am going to talk about WWE 2K20 Universe Mode details. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on this because, well, if you follow me on Twitter, which you should, right? Twitter links in the description below. If you follow me on Twitter, you will know how I feel about WWE 2K20. I honestly believe this is probably going to be right up with 2K15 and 2K16 as far as quality of the game goes. I think this game is going to be the weakest or the most boring game, worst game. Bro, the way how they're going about it this year is just as bad as they went about it last year. Last year, fair enough. Last year, they kept everything under wraps until I think literally about 3 or 4 weeks ahead of the release that they started to, put everything out there. Before, I remember from, 2K15 going up to 2K17, where they would release everything from mid-August all the way to the game release. And this time, dude, we're, almost in October now, and we haven't heard shit. We haven't heard anything from 2K20. So now they released news about the Universe Mode, which is the one thing I've been waiting for, this entire time. When I heard about, Universe Mode details will be up the next day or whatnot. I've listened to YouTubers, I've watched YouTuber videos, some I don't subscribe to, but I watch them anyway just to hear their point of view, and there's a lot of agreement with what they've said to compared to my feelings about Universe Mode. I feel like Universe Mode is going to be the same. It's just that they're going to have something. They're going to have more new additions here and there. They're going to add things that should have been in the game already. And then that's it. Everything else is going to be the same. So I'm going to try to get the details out here because honestly, I want to give my thoughts on it. So apparently, the match limit for major and minor shows, for example, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Main Event, etc., right, will be increased instead of 7 matches to 9. I remember a viewer of mine mentioned that, saying, I don't really like the fact that 2K have it all the way up to 7 matches where they should have done more. And, well, shout out to you, whoever pointed that out. I forgot who exactly, but yeah, they pointed out that the minor or major shows or pay-per-views were freaking 7 to 8 matches, or 7 matches to be exact, from 2K19 previous down. But now you can bring it up to 9 matches on a normal show like Raw, SmackDown, or even Main Event, a minor show like that. But on pay-per-view also, it's from 7 matches to 14. So you can have 14 matches on the entire show, which is there's no fucking way in hell I'm going to be booking 14 matches. I'm not saying they shouldn't have this feature. this feature is okay because you never know. Something might pop up and be like, you know what? I'm going to have all of this. All these 14 matches on one show. I mean, 14 matches, that's a lot, dude. But yeah. I like the fact that they raise it up, but at the same time, I'm not going to be too excited about it because A should have been there already. But let's keep going. Number of championship titles per major show has increased from 6 to 7. I can appreciate that. I actually like that because I wanted to do something big. You see, I'm not going to lie to y'all. The women's tag team championships, see, I'm getting rid of those. I have no desire anymore to book the women's tag team titles. Honestly, I don't. I brought them up. I was able to get the championship and freaking I did what I could with it. And I have no creative idea for it. I feel like the wrestlers should not have to be forced to be a team. They should compete in singles action for the women's title. So that's what I'm going to do instead. I'm no longer going to have the women's tag team titles. That's no longer a thing anymore in my universe mode, just to point that out. But yeah, as far as like the titles go in the game, you have 6. Plus you have to have, if you want to put Money in the Bank, that counts as a championship situation there in the major shows, right? So I plan on doing Money in the Bank again. So instead of me having 5 championships, or 4 championships, 4 to 5 championships, and then having the briefcases in there as championships, which is odd, but it is what it is. Well, I could have an extra championship or an extra briefcase to go along with it, so I'm actually happy about that. Simultaneous rivalries on major shows have increased from 3 to 4. So you can have 4 rivalries instead of 3. Now, what I wanted more than this, okay? I appreciate that they brought 4, but they should bring up more, like 6, 7. They should have given it 7 max, honestly. I don't think anyone's going to have time to book fucking more than 5 feuds. But I honestly believe they should have triple threats, fatal 4-way, triple threat tag team, fatal 4-way tag team, 6-man situation. Like, they should do something like that. They should extend it more. They should bring it up to triple threats, fatal 4-ways, 5 fatal 5-ways, 6-pack challenges, elimination chamber situations, whatever the case may be. Stuff like that. That's what should be in the rivalry category. They should have more than that, but whatever. Sure. I like this so much. It's gonna give me a reason why to maybe do a third brand. Pay-per-views can be co-hosted up to 3 major shows than before, when it used to be only 2, which was Raw and SmackDown. This time it's 3. So I could have Raw, SmackDown, NXT all on one pay-per-view, which I like, because I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, in real life, I don't mind. I love that TakeOver is its own show, so it don't have to be fucking have Vince McMahon trying to ruin NXT. No. But as far as the video games go, I honestly have no desire to book an entire fucking NXT show by itself. I've done it before. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it. It's just that on a consistent basis, I just feel like having 3 brands on one pay-per-view. I mean, can I really complain? No, I like this feature. Players have more freedom to delete and add promos and matches. I'm not gonna get too excited about that. I don't know what that means exactly, right? Now, are they talking about the text? Like, you can remove that? Is that what they mean? Like, what do they mean by that? I don't know, but we'll see about that. And the matches, sure. All right. Not really too excited about that, but okay. 50 of the most used cutscenes have been reshot with female mocap actors to look more authentic when female wrestlers are used. Now, I still remember to this day, WWE 2K18 Universe Mode, I did an episode of Monday Night Raw. I believe it was Asuka and Becky Lynch, right? Asuka came out with the old WWE Championship, which the one that The Rock introduced in 2013, right? Asuka came out with that belt, and I was so confused. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it there. It's the video game's fault. It's not my fault. It's not like I can choose the championship for the scenes to be put in anyway. What I want for 2K to do is to add more cutscenes into create a video. That's what I also want as well. Like 2K17 was the best one as far as creative video goes, and the cutscenes you can use. Create a video in 2K17 was the best one. 2K18 sucked, and 2K19's right up there with it. 2K17 had the best one. It had a lot of cutscenes, backstage, in-ring promos, and more. They need to bring those back, honestly. 25 new cutscenes have been added, so hopefully that'll be for me at least. As far as like creative video goes, we'll see about that, but this is Universe Mode, so obviously not. But let's see, because I'm tired of seeing the same clips or the same scene over and over again. I mean, I don't mind the one where like somebody interrupts the match and they come at ringside and they sit at ringside on a chair, and then like later on in the match, someone gets distracted and the opponent comes in and punches them in the face. I don't mind that one. I don't like the I don't like seeing getting attacked during an entrance, you know, before the match starts twice. I had that cutscene twice. When I did Randy Orton versus Aleister Black on SmackDown, and then Shinsuke Nakamura, or the Velveteen Dream rather, versus Cesaro, right? Shinsuke Nakamura did what Chris Jericho did to Randy Orton to the Velveteen Dream. So I'm like, dude, what? Same cutscenes, god damn it. And what I hate about 2K is that they don't fix the freaking bugs, dude. They don't fix it. Like, literally after all the DLCs are done, after their final, or maybe like what? Maybe the 5th patch after that one, that they just stop. And it's like, why? Why couldn't you freaking continue patching throughout the year so there'll be no issues? Why do you stop at a certain point and it's like, well, whatever it is, whatever problem it is, you're gonna stick with it. You're gonna have to deal with it for the next year. Really? Why? I hate that. So, like 2K, they should honestly fix that as well. Custom matches can be used in match tables along with the new mixed tag matches. Okay, that's nice. New championship match setting and match tables can be used to make certain matches a title match. Alright, I'm going to see how that goes when I get the game itself. I'm not going to put too much judgment on that one. Main event matches and match tables can be tweaked so that those match types are most likely or more likely to occur on the show. Example, Royal Rumble match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Now, I will not lie to you. I will not bullshit you. I never had that problem. I never knew everyone else had that problem. I never had that problem to where I had to edit a Royal Rumble match. Unless you want me to count the women's Royal Rumble match. And sure, I'll count that. As far as you have to edit a Rumble match, I think. But as far as like the one Royal Rumble match, I never had an issue. In all of the games I've had over the years, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, never ever where I did a Royal Rumble pay-per-view and I recorded the Royal Rumble match from Universe Mode and it was never automatically there. Never had that issue. So, I don't know. I never had that issue, so nice to know that they fixed that or they put that in the game now. New rivalry content includes options such as low-intensity enemies making peace after a single pay-per-view or low to mid-intensity allies slowly falling out over several weeks instead of a sudden turn. So, I don't know what to say about that exactly. Maybe like, oh, when the rivalry... What I hate about the last few years in the rivalry section of the game is that, oh, you have a rivalry for like, what, 4 weeks? For some reason, it continues. I thought 4 weeks is up. Why are you still going? You start at the beginning of the calendar to the end, which is where the pay-per-view is, and then it's the next month, and the rivalry still continues. Why? At times, I don't mind it, but at the same time, it's like, why? 4 weeks, done. Why is it continuing? Fuck off. I don't. But yeah, hopefully things will be fixed. 2K20. But I feel like this year is going to be like the worst year for 2K. I honestly believe so. Because I've not heard so much complaints for 2K as like even NBA. I never heard so much complaints for NBA 2K than I have as of late. So 2K is not in a good time right now. Overall menu flow has been streamlined to make it more accessible to those new to Universe Mode. All deeper options are still available for experienced players. Now, I'm reading this off of the SmackDownHotel.com website. They asked questions. Oh, is there a draft in Universe Mode? No, I knew there wasn't going to be any. If there was, then they would have made it a big deal about it. They would have said, hey, in Universe Mode, in that clip, when Xavier Woods was explaining what's happening in the video game, Xavier Woods would have said, hey, there's going to be like a draft system in the game where you could have your superstars be drafted like it was in 2K15 and before that in WWE 14 and 13 and 12, right? So, obviously I knew that was not going to happen. GM mode, nope, that's not happening. Roster confirmation so far, I honestly don't care. I honestly believe whoever's on TV now should be, or whoever signed to a fucking contract should be in the fucking game. Why? Like, I'm not going to say who's on TV because there's a lot of people that's not on TV. So I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to say, if you're signed to a contract, why aren't you in the fucking game? Like, for example, Brian Kendrick, I don't know, what did you do? Did you sign a contract to where you don't want to be in the game? I don't understand it. But, yeah, he was in 2K18, but 2K19, nah. Same thing for Ciampa. 18, yes. 19, no. Stupid. I just don't understand. And that's that with Universe Mode. I honestly don't. I'm just not in the mood. Honestly, 2K20 is just a disappointment right now. Yeah, the Fiend's in the game. Yeah, they released entrance videos. I'm not happy about the fucking entrance videos anymore. I'm not. Yeah, I'll watch them and yeah, I'll be like, oh shit, you know, that's nice. Yeah. At first, yeah. But when you think about it, dude, I can watch all of these fucking entrances when I get the game, which is literally less than 4 weeks from now. So why do I care about you spoiling an entrance for me anyway? Samoa Joe's entrance is exactly the same from last year. The only difference is his model. Everything else is the same. I don't care. Aleister Black, same thing. The only thing they added was the candle and how they position him coming up on the stage and change different angles of how he gets in the ring. That's it. Everything else is the same. Unless they have different entrances, I don't care about their entrances. And for God's sakes, okay, with the Women's Evolution Showcase, the Women's Showcase and Towers Mode are the least things I ever will care about of 2K20. The only thing that's worth good in the showcase is the arenas and the pay-per-views and the shows that you will get in the game. Everything else can kiss my ass. I don't care about Becky Lynch versus Mickie James or how many Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks fucking nightmares I want to relive in 2016. There's only one good match that they had out of their entire feud in that freaking ridiculous long ass rivalry, okay? It was on Raw in that false Canadian match. That was the only time I cared about Banks and Flair going at it back to back. And if you want to count a second match as well, the one on July 25th, 2016, when they had the Raw Women's title match following Battleground, that match right there with the false Canadian match is the only two matches I actually give a fuck out of this entire list. Everything else, I don't care. I can rewatch it on the network. For some, I can watch. Some, I will not. Like Banks and Bayley, I don't need to relive that because my reaction when I first saw it was amazing, okay? The match, the first time around was great. I don't want to relive it via video game. It's not gonna be the same, so I don't care. The Four Horsewomen Fatal 4-Way match, a Takeover Rival. Okay, maybe that one. But yeah, everything else is like, I don't care. Why would I care about Bayley beating Flair on Raw and then Bayley beating Flair at Fastlane or some shit? I don't know. Like, I just don't care. Like, again, the arenas are the only thing that's worth. Everything else sucks to me. The arenas are the only thing that's worth out of everything. We get TakeOver 1. You get TakeOver Rival. TakeOver Brooklyn. Night of Champions 2015. So we got Night of Champions coming back. You got WrestleMania 32, which I'm not using at all. You got Raw, which, by the way, I might be going back graphic-wise with Monday Night Raw. I don't like the graphics that they had over the past year and a half, you know. So I'm going to maybe change my Raw arenas when I get the game. So Raw 2016, I'm definitely going to be using that one. Backlash 2016, which is my favorite Backlash pay-per-view of all time, right? You got Hell in the Cell 2016. Nope, I'm not going to use that, but still. Elimination Chamber 2017, sure. Raw 2017, sure. Fastlane, don't care. WrestleMania 33, don't care. WrestleMania 34, already did that. Evolution, alright, I'll use that for pay-per-view. I do plan on making a only women's pay-per-view, WWE Evolution. I do plan on doing that. And WrestleMania 35, because, well, you people voted it that I should use that arena anyway. So, there's that. But yeah, 2K Showcase and Towers Mode are like the worst things about this fucking game. And then they announce online stuff like I care about online and my player and all that crap. You think I give a shit about online? WWE2K's Online is one of the worst, if not the worst, things ever. And you think I'm going to be wasting my time playing people online and that shit? Hell no. You know? So, my career in Universe Mode, the only thing I'm going to be playing when the game releases, and then just Universe Mode for the rest of the year. Done deal. Alright, now so let's talk about news stuff that came out as of late. I'm not going to be talking about CM Punk possibly returning to WWE. I refuse to do that. I'm just not in the mood now. So, there's that. So, backstage update on Elias's WWE status and return. It looks like Elias will be returning to the ring in late October, according to Wrestling Observer newsletter. It was reported earlier this month via WWE that Elias have suffered an ankle injury. This forced WWE to pull him from the King of the Ring tournament, replace him with Shane McMahon. Elias is now expected to be back in action before November, as noted he started a feud with Chad Gable on this week's SmackDown, but it looks like they will hold off any physical action until Elias is cleared to return to the ring. So there's that. I never really noticed or cared that Elias was off TV, honestly. Elias has been trashed over the past year and a half, so what do you want me to say? The last good thing Elias did to me, or did for me, was getting roasted by John Cena this year. And before that, or maybe after that, chokeslam by The Undertaker, beaten up by The Undertaker. Before that as well, I think the last great match Elias had was with Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship, I believe. Some might say it with Ali, and yeah, sure, but do anyone really care at all by the end of it? By the end of the day, I don't think so. I don't think anyone cares about Elias anymore. I think this dude's done in my eyes. I'm sorry. XFL Draft October, dates reportedly set. If you care about the XFL, which I honestly don't, but I won't lie, if I could watch, I would. But according to XFL News Hub, the XFL Draft is expected to take place on October 15th and 16th. A letter was received by players announcing details. The league office in Stamford, Connecticut will be the home of the draft, and each team will be able to draft 70 players during that time. So, there's that. Not going to say much about the XFL. XFL will be coming through February of 2020. Speaking of February 2020, I cannot wait when Last of Us 2 comes out. The second I get the money, I'm pre-ordering the fucking game just so I can just so I can play it when it releases. Also, by the way, I might live stream it. Honestly, I might stay up bare hours live streaming the damn game. But also, I plan maybe by December to January, around that time, I plan on buying Last of Us, the first one, on the PlayStation 4, and doing a re-series of that, doing a whole series of that again, just to get the feel of the game, and then when the game releases, I'm right there ready to go. So I plan on doing that, so watch out for that. Last of Us Remastered coming back. I've done it before in the past, but I'm not happy with it. So obviously, I always thought about redoing it again, but now knowing that the game is coming out in February, it's coming. Trust me. Speaking of coming, pause. John Morrison apparently is coming to WWE. Apparently, John Morrison got re-signed by the WWE. The former ECW World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion John Morrison, Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, John Hennigan, John Your Mama, John this one, John that one, John everything, John Morrison has signed a deal to return to World Wrestling Entertainment, according to PW Insider. The 39-year-old, which by the way looks fucking phenomenal at the age 39, the 39-year-old last worked for WWE back, I believe, November, early December 2011. The last thing I remember about John Morrison around that time was that The Miz beat him up. He got Skull Crusher finale'd onto the stage. And then John Laurinaitis the next week came out and said, I wish John Morrison best luck in his future endeavors. That's the last thing I remember from John Morrison. Before that, he was doing his parkour stuff and competing against The Miz for the WWE Championship. I remember that as well. And feuding with Sheamus for some reason, as far as number one contenders go for the championship. So there's that. John Morrison, I believe his last great match in the WWE had to be against Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental title in 2009. I don't know. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Since then, he's had stints with Impact Wrestling, Lucha Underground, and other promotions. There's no word yet on when Hennigan will make his return to the company or if he will resume use of the name Morrison. Stay tuned for updates on his return. They better fucking use Morrison. You can't call him anything else. What are you gonna call him? Johnny Entertainment? Johnny WWE? No, John Morrison. The dude is known as John Morrison. You can't give him a new fucking name. You just can't. Just give him Morrison and move on with your life. That's simple, okay? They better have John Morrison do some shit. Like, the dude can fucking go, okay? The dude is great in the ring, and I honestly believe you bring him back as a heel. I don't want him as a babyface. He's not as entertaining as a babyface, honestly. When he was a heel in Impact Wrestling, it was so fucking good, and it was so relieving, or it was such a relief when Brian Cage beat him for the Impact World title, I believe, at Rebellion. And then Michael Elgin came out and feuded with him for the past, I think, a month or two. So, Morrison is a great heel. Dude, I'm watching WWE ECW for some reason. I got bored. I was like, I already watched SmackDown from 2002 to 2000 fucking right? All the way to 2012, I think. Right, that's where I'm at. I think so. I'm like, let me watch WWE ECW, because I had CM Punk in my mind for a sec. I'm like, let me see how ECW was with CM Punk. And I watched it. And I started to watch right after Benoit freaking passed away and shit. Right? Or killed himself, rather. And what he did to his family, etc. We don't need to go into that. But anyways, right? After that, Morrison became ECW champion by beating Punk at Vengeance Not a Champion in 2007. After that, I started from there. I started from watching Morrison was first known as Nitro, and then slowly changed his name to Morrison after that. And then, yeah, it was at that point, they carried ECW, bro. Punk and Morrison carried ECW. Then you had The Miz being himself there as well. You had the Boogeyman there and some other wrestlers, Tommy Dreamer and stuff. They treated John Morrison great then. And I feel like Morrison, as his cocky, arrogant, Hollywood star fucking, situation, honestly, have Morrison as a heel would be the best thing for your brand or for the show, honestly. And I don't know where he would go. Maybe you put him on SmackDown, maybe. But then again, you got like Brock and now I'll put him on Raw. Honestly, I'll put Morrison on Raw. I wouldn't put him on SmackDown because you got Brock there. You got fucking all these other dudes that's probably gonna take up too much time. At least Raw, there's 3 hours, so Morrison has a chance to be on TV, right? Imagine matches like Morrison and Ricochet. Holy shit. Like, think about that. No, for real. Think about that. Ricochet versus John Morrison. With the moves and the way how Ricochet operates inside the ring and outside the ring, along with Morrison's in-ring ability, plus his parkour shit. Imagine the magic that we could see between those two. Incredible. Like, that's like the only thing that stood in my mind at the moment. I'm not gonna say Seth Rollins and no, but Morrison and Styles, that would be great. Morrison and Alexander would be great. Morrison and others, like, dude, there's a lot of great matches that can be told. Hell, I would love to see John Morrison be the heel, even though I'd rather see Miz being the heel, but John Morrison is a better heel and would be a better heel in the situation. I'm not going to say Miz is not a better heel than Morrison. He is, but at the same time, since the Miz is a babyface now, you got to keep Morrison as a fucking heel. I will let Morrison feud with the Miz. Let that old rivalry, reunite. Remember when Miz dropped Morrison like a bad habit when he got drafted over to Raw and Morrison got sent to SmackDown? So, yeah. There's a lot of things they could do with Morrison when he comes back to WWE. Which I'm shocked that he was able to come back anyway. Maybe he might go to NXT, which, if he goes to NXT, is there a point of watching Raw or SmackDown? Come on. All you're going to hear is Morrison on NXT when he goes to NXT, I'm telling you. Anyways. Okay, new WWE Raw SmackDown announced teams have been officially announced for the premiere week. If you guys notice anything, did you guys notice that they say live for Raw premiere, live for NXT premiere, but yet I have yet to hear SmackDown live on Fox premiere? It took me how many weeks until Tom Phillips to say, hey, SmackDown's going to be live on Fox? Because Michael Cole didn't say it. Everyone else didn't say it. But yeah, Tom Phillips was the one that was the only one that said Fox will have SmackDown be live. Now, I had a lot of people telling me, oh, well, Fox wants it to be live, or they just took the live out of the name SmackDown. No shit, moron! And no shit, people! But I'm just saying, they always say live, or when you look at the graphics and the match card, right? You have person A, person B, the logo, the color scheme, and all this other shit. And you look at the font. It will say the name, the time, what's happening next week, and they'll have the word live. If you look at match cards for NXT next week, it'll have live. If you look at Raw, if you can find any. I tried looking for it, but I know Raw's going to be live anyway. It's not that they're going to go to the overseas tour like they normally would do, but they saved that for November. So, yeah, live, right? Raw is always live, unless when they go to overseas. SmackDown, I have yet to hear anything live. I've heard a lot of people say, well, Fox want it. Well, Fox may want it, but is WWE going to do it? Are they going to make it live? I don't know. They might come to an agreement, because I keep hearing that, it's going to be hard for the production team to move around shit, because I'm sure that they have a lot of events during the week as, they go along, as they're on the road, as I'm trying to say. So, I'm just saying, like, are they live or are they taped? Is SmackDown going to be live or not? I don't even know. I don't even know. Not even. It doesn't even say here on the WrestlingInc.com website. It doesn't even say here. So yeah, let me just get to this real quick. WWE will feature 8 hours of prime time coverage next week with Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Total Divas premiere. Right? WWE has confirmed that the Raw announce team will be Vic Joseph, Dio Madden, the Black Nigga from 205 Live, and Jerry the King Lawler. You know, Jerry Lawler. If he's not a heel, why is he there? Honestly, if he's not a heel, why is he there? You better have Jerry Lawler be there as a fucking heel. I understand Dio Madden is going to be the heel, but let Jerry Lawler be in between then at least. I don't want John Cena kissing ass Jerry Lawler. The champ is here! The champ! Shut your ass up, King! I don't want that. I don't want that type of Jerry Lawler. I want the Jerry Lawler, I think before mid-2000s. Like early 2000s, late 90s, minus all the puppy stuff, with the women. That's the Jerry Lawler I want. The heel, funny, witty, fucking strikes at the right time when needed. Like that Jerry Lawler. The Jerry Lawler, they actually brought that back in Jerry Lawler in 2016. When 2016, when Mauro Ranallo joined the commentary team, right? They had Jerry Lawler be on commentary with him, and he was a heel. So I would have Jerry Lawler as a fucking heel. SmackDown will be Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee Young. I want Michael Cole to be like how he was in 2002 to 2008. That's the Michael Cole I want. The Michael Cole that we saw a little glimpse of at the NXT UK championship tournament thing a couple years ago, 2017. That Michael Cole I want. Stop making Michael Cole worse than what he is now. Okay? Michael Cole, I honestly believe Cole is better than what he is now. Okay, the way how he is on Raw, and he's, the way how he just acts on commentary. I mean, the dude can be so much more. We know this. We know Cole is great. I mean, yeah, we've listened to Cole insufferably for many years, but I'm just saying, Cole is a lot better than what people are giving him credit for. I mean, I understand when Cole went to Raw in 2008, 11 years ago, that's when Cole started to become trash. But from 2002 all the way to early 2008, Michael Cole was just amazing. Especially 2002. I think between 2002 to 2007 was like his best run to ever. With him and Taz, him and JBL of all people. Dude, the guy was just great. So hopefully we might get something like that when he goes to SmackDown next week. So NXT would be the same. Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, and Beth Phoenix. So thank God they're not changing shit with NXT. If they change anything with NXT, you're gonna hear from me. Me and my friend Mark are gonna stop watching. Right, Triple H? Me and my friend Mark are gonna stop watching. I'm gonna tweet my displeasure online. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what we all do. Okay, we give our opinions because apparently when Jericho doesn't like something and he lets it be known, everybody just gotta shit on him. Oh, Walter's a bad name. Oh, well, fuck you, buddy. Come on. It's just an opinion, bro. God damn it. Let's see. In an update on next week's episode of NXT on the USA Network, WWE has announced Shane Thorne taking on Gargano plus Velveteen Dream will have a new Velveteen Dream experience segment. Oh, is that going to be a fucking talk show? Please don't let it be. Don't let it be a fucking talk show. I refuse. I refuse. So here's what's going to happen on Raw September 30th, okay? Season premiere of Monday Night Raw airs live at 8 p.m. We know it's going to be live. It doesn't say it's going to be live, but it's going to be live. on USA Network as WWE Universal Champion defends his title against Rey Mysterio. The Miz hosting Miz TV with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Brock Lesnar makes an appearance. AJ Styles defends his title against Cedric Alexander, which I don't understand why this is happening. I'm a fan of Cedric Alexander. I just think, why does he deserve an opportunity? Did he beat AJ Styles? Did he win a number contenders match? I don't think so. He didn't win shit. So why is he getting a shot? He got decimated on the kickoff show about 2-3 weeks ago, and now he's getting a title shot on Raw Premiere. Why? But it is what it is. And Alexa Bliss will be taking on Sasha Banks. That's what I want to see. Yes, WWE. Yeah. We're going to relive one of the worst women's rivalries of all time. Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. Don't fucking at me, okay? Why do I say it's one of the worst? Do you not remember Sasha Banks beat her at SummerSlam and then lost the fucking belt 7 days later, and then nothing happened after that? So, why do I want to see this again? I don't know. I'm just saying these two, they never had a good match, honestly. Never did. Whenever they have a match, yeah, it's there. I don't remember it being great, you know? So, that's just me. Wednesday, October 2nd, NXT is live 2 hours on the USA Network, no longer attaching with the WWE Network like it has been for 2 weeks straight. You're going to have Adam Cole, baby, defending his NXT World Heavyweight title against Matt Riddle. NXT Women's title on the line. Shayna Baszler, the champion, defending her belt against Candice LeRae. And Gargano taking on Thorne, like I mentioned, and Velveteen Dream experience. I feel like that's a fucking talk show, and I'm not going to like it. I don't like it. Apparently, immediately following NXT, Season 9 of Total Divas will premiere on E at 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Central. The hit series is back with the season more personal and action-packed than ever. WWE superstar Ronda Rousey, yes, the baddest fucking bitch on the planet, is gonna be on Total Divas. That's nice. Nope. Joins Natalya, Naomi, Nia Jax for the new season, which also includes the returning cast member of Carmella and newcomer Sonya. Gonna put it on ya. That's a Dashie reference. DeVille, Nikki Bella, and Brie Bella make guest appearance in the series as well. Because if you don't have the Bella twins in the show, will the show succeed? Because they already have their own fucking show anyway. Who's gonna watch Total Divas? Not me. And Friday, October 4th, is SmackDown's 20th anniversary, even though SmackDown aired in fucking August of 1999. Why didn't they do it then? They just wanted to wait until Fox's debut, I guess. Even though there's a lot of things that makes no sense on this goddamn show, and I'll get to in a sec. Kingston defends his title against Brock. We know this already. The 4 Horsewoman tag match. Blah, 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 blah. Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens, ladder match. Loser leaves WWE. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Then we got Hall of Famers on this show. Now, Hall of Famers. Now, when you think Hall of Famers, you're probably thinking, oh, you know, they're probably going to bring back Hall of Famers that has something to do with SmackDown back in the day. Like, I don't know, maybe a Batista, if possible, The Rock, maybe a little Stone Cold, but Stone Cold is more of a Raw guy than SmackDown. The Undertaker, Edge, you know, Rey Mysterio make an appearance, why not? Kurt Angle could make an appearance, you know, shit like that. Nope, we got Hulk Hogan. Well, huh? We got Sting. Sting. Why is Sting on this fucking show? Why? Why is Hogan on this show? Like, I'm at a point with Hulk Hogan where I don't mind watching him on the network and watching his old stuff. You know, I'll be like, yeah, you know, Real American or Voodoo Child and NWO for life, all that nonsense, right? But today, Hulk Hogan, I don't want to see on fucking television, let alone SmackDown, because what did Hogan ever did big on SmackDown? Never. Yeah, he was on SmackDown 2002, 2003. Yeah, he was the WWE Undisputed Champion, but does anyone remember Hulk Hogan ever being a part of SmackDown? I don't think so. Everyone remembers Hogan for not only his comments years ago, but his thing, his run in the 80s in the golden era. All that shit, right? So all I'm saying is, dude, why are people that had nothing to do with the show on the fucking show? Honestly. I wouldn't mind if they got a Kurt Angle, a Foley, a fucking Edge. People that did something on the Blue brand. What did Hogan do for SmackDown? Nothing. What did Sting do? Who the fuck is Sting when it comes to SmackDown? Nothing. Sting never ever made an appearance on SmackDown ever. Only on Raw in WWE. Outside of that, dude was in Impact Wrestling main eventing 4 fucking Bound for Glories back-to-back years. Jesus Christ. So, again, what does Sting or Hogan have to do with this fucking show? No idea. Prior to the premiere on Friday night, kickoff show Blue Carpet special will air 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox from the Staples Center, featuring celebrity, superstar, legend arrivals, as well as backstage access. I really don't care about that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I think that's all for that for now. Let's talk about updates as far as 205 Live goes. Let's see about 205. It was reported early this week that WWE 205 Live series is set to move to Friday nights on the WWE Network, and that WWE could still film the show after SmackDown each week, which I fucking don't want. You should not want this. Why should you? Honestly. Let's keep reading before I give my thoughts on this. In an update, Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that this is not a permanent schedule change. 205 Live will air from Los Angeles next week on Friday night after SmackDown goes off the air. But the company has not decided on if they will keep the show on Fridays. It was noted that several ideas are being thrown around, including possibly ending 205 Live altogether. Until they come to a final decision on the future of the show, it will air on the WWE Network following SmackDown after it goes off the air on Friday. So I guess SmackDown will be live. My theory will be put to rest now, because if they're going to have 205 Live after SmackDown, then most likely, I don't know if 205 Live is going to be, again, I don't know about this shit. I feel like they should do it. I don't know why they would go backwards and make things taped. I don't know, that's a good move to do. So we'll see what happens next week. I might be wrong in everything on this about SmackDown not being live and 205 Live and all this shit, but we'll see. It was also reported earlier this week that the NXT creative team is now handling 205 Live. Meltzer noted that Triple H is in charge of 205 Live and described it as his show. Apparently, 205 Live is suffering from low viewership on the network as well. Meltzer noted that the network numbers show that the show hasn't done well in a long time. No fucking shit. Who wants to watch 2 hours of SmackDown? Then you got one more fucking wrestling with another show with no one really cares about or really have interest in the characters on the show in 205. Instead of fucking having their own show, they should be spread on I would spread them on all 3 shows, if possible. If not, you keep them on NXT, or you keep them on Raw, or you keep them on SmackDown. Something. Or spread them between Raw and SmackDown. Dude, I don't get why they need their own show. 205 Live, it may be a great wrestling show, and character-wise, I can't tell the difference between who and who anymore. What I think character-wise is, only Gulak stands out. Everyone else is the same to me. It's Drew Gulak is the one with that fucking light above him that you can just see, and he stands out. Everyone else like in the fucking dark. Everyone else like behind him or beside him rather, it's like just there. And you don't even see their faces. You can't even tell who's who. But yet, Drew Gulak is the only one that you think of when you think of 205 Live. So they should really get rid of the show, honestly. He speculated that it would be more cost effective for WWE to sell an hour of weekly post SmackDown programming to FS1 or some other network than to tape 205 Live for airing on the WWE network each week. WWE should be making an announcement on the 205 Live time slot change soon. So, just get rid of the show. It's not needed. I mean, honestly, does anyone care? No, not really. NXT's viewership went down. It went from, I think it was 1.9 last week, I believe, to it went down 14%, I think. No, last week it drew 1.179 million viewers, ranked number 4 on the cable top 150, and number 19 in viewership. This week though, NXT drew 1.006 million viewers on the USA Network. Now, I understand that. I mean, NXT this week it didn't feel as epic as it was last week. Last week it was like, it's the first episode on TV since 2013. So, yeah, But I feel like October 2nd, I think they're going to get all those viewers back because there's championships on the line, big matches, and it's all on USA Network. They don't have to flip-flop on the network. So it's all on the USA Network. They'll have to go on to the WWE Network 1 hour later. So that's that. I honestly believe we might see a 1.2 million next week, honestly. Or maybe more than that. But I'm going to keep it one in the 1 million range. But as long as it's in the 1 million range, honestly. That's when you know it's a good show. Or it's at least it's good for viewership, rather. Because, compare this week's WWE TV viewership, Monday Night Raw's drew an average 2.210 million. Down from last week's 2.272 million. SmackDown drew 2.099 million viewers, up from last week's 2.64 million viewers. So, NXT went down, Raw went down, SmackDown went up, though. That's crazy. So, there you go. So, hopefully the third episode of the USA Network NXT will be a lot better than what we got this week. And we're going to end it off with this. I don't think I have anything else to say as far as wrestling goes. I think it's a comment about the David Benoit thing. I'm not going to say much about it. Just let the dude fucking wrestle. Why is that an issue? Oh, his dad did what he did over, 12 years ago? Yeah, I understand that. His dad fucked up. His dad tarnished his own legacy by doing that. But that's his fucking dad. That's not him. David wants to change all that, wants to get rid of that fucking dark cloud that has to be over his head of what his father did. Let it go. This is David Benoit, not Chris Benoit. Okay? David Benoit wants to be a wrestler, wants to be in AEW. He loves AEW. He wants to be a part of the company. If they want to change the name just because the name Benoit is such a bad name in the wrestling business nowadays, I get it. I wouldn't be upset if they changed his name to anything else. But to keep him from doing what he wants to do or live up to what his dad did wrestling-wise, then why stop him? Who the fuck are you to say, nah, you shouldn't wrestle. Your dad did this, so you shouldn't. That's his dad. That's not him. He has a chance to make everyone see things in a different perspective. So why not give him that chance? Plus, he knows people in the business anyway. He knows Jericho. He knows a lot of other people I can't really mention at the moment. I can't really think of at the moment. But yeah, he knows a lot of people backstage. Jericho's the most noticeable one, right? So what's stopping him? Jericho could look after him, if anything, you know. Others can look after him, you know, etc. So let the dude come on board and let him do his thing in the wrestling business. That's all I got to say about that. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Texas Rattlesnake, the Bionic Redneck, the toughest son of a bitch in the WWE. Those are not my words. That is the words of the good old JR Jim Ross. Stone Cold Steve Austin says he could wrestle one more match. Ball Austin, don't be like CM Punk now. Actually, don't be worse than CM Punk. At least CM Punk is real. And like, I have no interest anymore. I just don't. I'm like, okay, fair enough. But Steve Austin, don't be tickling my balls and be like, hey, I could come back and wrestle, you know. Don't do that. You better put on those knee pads, the knee braces, the boots, the tape, the black tights. You better come in the ring and stun some bitches, because there's a lot of people that deserve to get their asses whipped. Mainly Seth Rollins, but everyone else, they're on that list too. There's a lot of people that needs to get their ass whooped. Seth Rollins is number one. Hopefully that'll be. I'm getting off track. But yeah, WWE Hall of Famer Steve Austin discussed possibly wrestling one more match during Tuesday's edition of the Steve Austin Show on Podcast One Podcast Network. Sent us the following quote from the Rattlesnake. Quote, for the last couple of weeks down there at the Raw reunion in Tampa, down there at the Madison Square Garden show on Monday Night Raw, people always asking me, hey man, you're still in really good shape. You got one more match left in you? And I tell them, man, I say, you know, it's a tough thing to think about. Physically, would I be able to have one more match? Yes, most definitely. And I could make it to that match without being injured. Although the risks are always there. Just because I think all of the surgeries I had, where I had the spinal stenosis and getting that bone spur taken off my spinal cord, I'm in a good place. Nerves are feeling a lot better than they used to. So, you know, in theory, could I have a match? In theory, yes, Stone Cold said. End quote by Stone Cold. Austin also discussed his final match against The Rock in WrestleMania 19 in 2003. Jesus Christ. And more of this episode, you can download it via Podcast One and Apple Podcasts. As noted, Austin has been added to next Friday's Fox premiere for SmackDown in Los Angeles, which is the 20th anniversary special. It's not like I want to see Austin every week. It's not that. I wouldn't mind seeing one more match. I just don't know who against. CM Punk was the last dude that everyone, and I mean everyone on the fucking planet, whether they used to be a wrestling fan, whether they're a New Japan fan, whether they're Impact Wrestling fan, whether they're a wrestling fan, anything but the WWE nowadays, I bet if they had this match between Punk and Austin, all those people would come back just to see that match. I guarantee you. But nowadays, who the fuck do you have Austin face that people will care about? Who? Do people still want to see the match that never happened in 2002 between Brock Lesnar and Stone Cold? No. Stone Cold and Randy Orton, you know, the RKO versus the Stunner. Like, who do you have? Even if Austin comes back down, who do you have to face him? I don't want to see him face Seth Rollins. I don't want to see him face Roman Reigns. Maybe John Cena. If John Cena comes back at a certain point, then that'd be great. I would love to see that. Cena and Austin. But if you want to give it to a younger star, who the fuck do you give it to? Not Seth, not Roman. Who? Not Kingston. Nope. No. That's like a Raw TV match. I'm sorry. That's not pay-per-view worthy or WrestleMania worthy. I'm sorry. It's just not. Like, who do we have? I can't think of anybody. Like, who do you have that you think of Steve Austin? Like, maybe if Ambrose was still in the company, I guess Ambrose would fit that spot. But everyone else doesn't fit that spot. So I don't know. I don't know who you would have to take on Steve Austin. Also, yeah, Stone Cold added to the SmackDown Fox premiere. So this is the lineup: Brock, Kofi, WWE title for the tag team with the Four Horsewomen, KO and Shane in a ladder match. Loser leaves WWE. I also have Hogan, Sting on the show. Blah 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 blah, and that's it for Wrestling Inc. Nothing else for me to talk about. Nothing at all. Yeah, I think that's it. Nothing else for me to discuss. There's nothing else for me to talk about. I mean, everything else is just there. I really don't care about. Oh, Lana. Should I talk about Lana? Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's still more. There's still more, but I'm gonna talk about the last two here, and I'm gonna finish it off. Okay. So Lana, is she coming back? Does anyone care? Probably don't. The WWE recently brought Rusev back to Raw, but there was no sign of or mention of Lana, which there was actually, but that's beside the point. The Wrestling Observer Newsletter reports that Lana wasn't brought back with Rusev because WWE officials had other ideas for her character. There's no word yet on what WWE has planned for Lana, but they do want to use her in the storylines. Lana had last appeared on WWE TV for the April 23rd post-shakeup SmackDown episode and last competed at the Battle Royale matchup at Mania 35 on the kickoff show. So, I really don't care whether she comes back on TV or not. I really don't. Shoot. I mean, Rusev just smash up Lana and then have some kids. Well, whatever the fuck. I don't know what she wanted to do with Lana. Like, does anyone care? I don't think so. Like, who cares anymore? Honestly. Alright. Last one. Because this happened recently. Seth Rollins knocks Sasha Banks after troll comments on Twitter. Here we go. So, Seth Rollins, when it comes to Seth Rollins and Twitter, like, I think Becky Lynch is a bad influence on Seth Rollins. Because Seth Rollins is like, ooh, babe, I like how you handle yourself on Twitter. Let me try and do that. Next you know, he gets backlash for it. When Becky does it, it's like, oh, shit. Becky Lynch, you know, she's on a roll. She's on a tear. Look at her rip people's a new asshole. But then when Seth Rollins does it, it's like, you company suck up. You suck ass. You taking food off of people's plates and using money to win arguments. Like, come on, like, Seth Rollins, you just trash at talking shit. Like, he's really bad at talking shit, honestly. Universal Champ and Sasha Banks had back and forth on Twitter this week after Rollins tweeted to promote Monday Night Raw's title defense against Rey Mysterio on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. The exchange began after Rollins wrote, quote, this is a match I've been looking forward to my entire life. The fact that I'm defending the Universal title on the Raw season premiere against Rey Mysterio in 2019 is mind-boggling. Even 6 days out from Hell in a Cell, and Bray Wyatt out empty the tank for one of the greatest ever. Then Banks mocked Seth Rollins and commented on her Raw match against the women's tag champion Alexa Bliss, quote, oh, this is a match I've been looking forward to my entire life. The fact that I'm wrestling one half of the tag champs on Raw season premiere against Alexa Bliss in 2019 is mind-boggling. Even 6 days out of Hell in a Cell and Becky Lynch out empty the tank for one of the greatest ever. I love it. I just love it. Rollins fires back and accused Banks of under-delivering. He wrote, quote, this is a match I've been looking forward to as much as every other match you ever had, aka not at all. Luckily for me, you under-deliver like you always do, and continue to wonder why you're not in more main events. Damn. That's cold. That's cold. That's cold, Seth. That's cold. How dare you? I'm not gonna lie. I love this back and forth. I'm not gonna lie. The way Sasha Banks just mocked Seth Rollins, took his tweet, just put that as her own. That's funny. You know, trying to get on the skin of the Universal Champion who was getting married to the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. So I kind of like that. So after Seth Rollins said that, Banks all she said was "Me too." So I guess, and that's pretty much between that and that. You know, some people like this. Some people, they're either with Sasha or they're not. I'm with Sasha, but I'm not gonna obviously defend her like all these other fucking stands out here. Fucking, just even when someone is wrong, they'll stand behind them and kiss their ass for all their time for eternity. For what reason, I have no idea, but it is what it is. And I think that's it. That is it. Nothing else to say. I'm looking at all these news, and I really don't care about half of them or all of them. So, there you go. So, if you guys can, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. If you guys can, please, check it out. Check out my other videos on the channel. Thank you guys for listening. If you're tired of me making these podcasts an hour, I'm sorry. When I have a lot on my mind, I have no problem just spewing it all out. So, like, subscribe. Thank you guys for listening. And I'll see you guys next week for another episode of the 7 Days